Since about 20 years, I'm head of ski patrol here. I'm born up way up in the mountains. My parents they had a little ski field. My father was also operating a cable car. That's how I get to school, you know. We had to use the cable car every day, and then we had about 4 kilometers with skis to get into school. The environment was always in hazard of very strong winds. There was a lot of avalanches. We had occasionally times we couldn't go to school for a week or whatever. When avalanches came down and the road was closed, and they didn't have the equipment those days to open it. So
schicken Sie das ins Studio von Basilisk via Basilisk.
don't need special skills. You have to have a reasonable respect of danger. So you have to be a reasonably good skier. You have to like to be outside. And you have to like working with people. That's a very safe place to be. There's nothing left up there. Hallo. Nein, jetzt geht noch nicht, aber vielleicht am Nachmittag. Ja, ja. Einen schönen Tag wünsche ich.
Ja, wünsche ich auch.
Und gratulieren. Alpine skiing has a totally different dimension, like it's had 20, 25 years ago. In the olden days, you sort of, thought, what the hell they're doing out there? And you sort of tried to stop them. But then you sort of start to counting down, and the numbers of accidents sort of tell you it's not so dangerous being outbound. That's one thing that's changed a lot. You sort of have to get a different attitude to it. Of course, we had a lot of dead people on the mountain. I've lost quite a few friends on the mountain. And we had some killed child on the mountain. We have to do quite a few searches on the mountain for over days. And though some of those stories are going very deep, unforgettable. As a bad story, we missed an American guy. I was on a training in some other place, and the phone came and said we're missing an American chap. And we came up. It was raining up here, middle of the winter, lots of snow, and it was raining. We've been about 10 or 15 guys looking all over the mountain. Couldn't find him. Went home. Everybody was wet, and some of the guys came even sleep in my place because some more people came from other regions, came flowing in. In the morning, 8 o'clock, we sort of started off again with the choppers, flew around. And then the chopper had to go and get some more fuel. And I told them, you fly that region down and have a look while you're flying out. And a few minutes later, they sort of radioed up and said, we see that snowboard down in the gorge down here. But they have to go and get some fuel first, and to give us our location where they see the snowboard. We fighted to get there, to the forest down the gorge. And there he was lying, that dead body in a river, running. Water was a big round pot there, and he was just lying there, dead. And half a year later, his father came along. It's one of those stories. He wanted to know how it happened. He brought a thought if we did something wrong. I told him we can go down where we found him. So I took some ropes and some harnesses and sort of climbed down into the gorge. We reached the bottom and just told him your son was lying here. And he had a beautiful face. He was sort of still good looking. And then suddenly he was calling, Georgie! And I was really bad. I felt like, and I was sort of coming back in a gorge, inside the gorge. And he was calling his son. I'll never forget that. Yeah, that was very sad. Unforgettable. Yeah, 5 days ago it was a different story here. It was stage 4, and there was quite a lot of information about the avalanche hazards given from Joch. That's our avalanche competence center of Switzerland. That's all the scientists live up there. And about 20 guys around Switzerland give every day, morning or afternoon, informations up to Davos. And I'm one of those people which do send them informations. So that all gets together and gives for those prognostics, give them an idea how does it look right over Switzerland. And that's how sort of bulletins been made up out of informations from people, out of informations from electric stations, which do send the winds, which do send the amount of snow and things like that. Some of those drifts could break onto an open slope. That's not what I like. So I'm going to get the chopper in, probably tomorrow morning. Christoph? It could get very disastrous if you do a wrong thing, you know, if you don't blast the right avalanche down to the right time, open a slope too early. Well, that's the biggest challenge, getting everybody healthy home. I can show a little picture how it looks like in the summer. It's a sad story how the glacier retreats. There had been snow, been ice coming down here. All was covered in ice. Yeah, that's a bad story. It's a bad story. A lot of people still don't believe it. That's one of our goals. We sort of have to really tell them that it really happens. It happens in a rapid way. A normal snow base, now it takes about 5 years till it changes into ice under normal conditions. And that's what the olden people already said. It's very important that we have snow early in a year. And the only reason is, as longer you have snow under a very heavy compression, it gets pressed together, it gets tighter, gets less little corns where the heat gets around the little corns, you know. And under very, very heavy pressure, it changes from snow to firm and ice faster than 5 years. So in the last years, we didn't have very early snowfalls. We didn't have very heavy snowfalls. So we had neither or, either a heavy pressure for the first layers in the snow for a year, and we haven't had mainly no snow in the summer. And I think the biggest change in a whole discussion about global warming for glacier is one very important matter is if low pressure is coming in. they are, you have low pressures, warm or cold low pressures. And if cold pressures coming in the olden days, 60s, 70s, it snowed always down to about 2,000 meters, 1,500 meters. And these days, the low pressures in the summer are coming in. They're raining up to 3,500 meters, even 4,000 meters. And there is no protection anymore for the ice. That's another very big reason glaciers retreating so fast. They have no short coverage. I mean, if you have 20 centimeters snow in the summer, it takes at least 1 week till that snow is gone. So it saves 1 week of melting of ice, basically. And one of the reasons is also they have no reflection. The reflection is a very, very important matter of warming up the base up. Nobody sees it better than we do. And we try to help that doesn't disappear as much, but we will lose the game. Well, it will be brown, it will be boring, it will be a nice story about how it was. But nobody talks about what happens if it will get 2 degrees colder. The farmers in Engelberg would cut the grass only once. A lot of people won't have enough to eat if it will get colder, if you see the other side. Reading in the past, the glacier's been gone already once. They probably will come again. Most likely they will come again. But not in our lifetime, of course. Sort of brings you back to a little person. So it's just a little sand corn, are part of that earth time. But sad at the time, of course, but life goes on. So buy some postcards now. They'll be worth a lot of money in 50 years.
Let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of the leaves. He called my name and my heart still stood. He said, "Hey, go and do my will."
I was put bomb on the Titlis. He wouldn't love me. I was putting bombs on him. No, we must have a good relationship, otherwise I wouldn't be that long here. Well, Titlis is for me also like a frozen wave. Even his shape, he looks like it. He did give me most of my life. I love him most when nobody's here. In the summertime, there's about 4,000 or 5,000 people in a mountain. It's crowded, it's black from people. And then when the last one is gone down, it's such a quietness up there. It's like day and night, but without sunset. That's very special. Titlis has got a lot of faces, and sometimes he smiles and sometimes he cries. And like I said, a little bit, we belong together. He took a lot of me too, mainly for my family. In the old days, it was even harder. We sort of worked from early in the morning till very late at night. But I'm still here. Well, of course, the joyness, the positive things on the mountain, it's by heaps more than the bad things on the mountain. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And it's not just me which carry the load. There's a lot of other people that carry the same load. That's the main thing, and you should never forget that. You're not alone in that world. You just have to talk to the world. Yeah. Good mum and dad have met. Do you remember that, Henrik? Huh? Do you understand that sense? Good mum and dad have met.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday.